how do you feel about education? I think it's critical. It's very important.
Yeah.
How do you feel about indoctrination by people that are educators? I don't like that at all. And if you want to tell me that they're the same thing, I say f*** you. Because they're not. Because there's a lot of f***ing crazy people that wind up being teachers.
Go.
But here's what's more important. Not have people groom your f***ing kids. That's what's more important than you getting uncomfortable with this word because it's used by people on the right. Like I saw someone as an argument, someone who I think is an intelligent person, say that there should be a block against using the word groomer.
Unbelievable.
No, there should be no groomers.
It's gone. What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and Joe Rogan has weighed in on the weird teacher trend, the terminology, and people, especially in public schools, pretending that these are normal things. The left losing their mind over a particular word that most people are using to describe it. And then Cenk Uygur, a partner with YouTube, goes on an absolutely unhinged, bizarre rant over Joe Rogan's commentary. And I absolutely am loving it. And, shout out to everyone who's, by the way, taking time today to support the Cocoa launch of Coffee Brand Coffee. We'll mention it today. I'm going hard today mentioning you guys asked for non-coffee options. I got 3 delicious cocos now, in addition to our 5 awesome coffee flavors. You can now start reading a lot of the reviews. A lot of reviews are coming in from customers. You can see pictures, so they actually bought the stuff, and check it out and save 5% on single orders with code The Quartering. Now, Joe Rogan blasts people upset by a particular to the G word term. Here's what's more important: not having people do this to your effing kids under the guise that they're some sort of LGBTQ educator. Podcast host Rogan blasted people are upset about that term, and want to have it blocked, saying what's more important is not having people do this kind of stuff to your kids. During Spotify's latest Joe Rogan Experience podcast Wednesday, the host spoke with professor and author Gad Saad about educators who he said use the indoctrination against kids for their own weird pleasure, and said that it's a real effing problem, noting examples of teachers who have been locked up for a wide variety of reasons involving these type of things. How do you feel about education? I think it's critical. It's very important, Rogan explained. How do you feel about indoctrination by the people that are educators? I don't like that at all. These are 2 very different things. Right, Saad replied. If you want to tell me that they're the same, I say F you, the host shared, because they're not. There is a lot of effing crazy people that wind up being teachers. Someone said to me that, or I read this, not all the terms of this word are, a lot of people don't like the term online, grooming that is. They're very upset, but they're real. There are these people. You don't like it. Don't you not like it? Do you not like it because you don't want your kids to be groomed? Or is it because it's a pejorative that's used against the left, which I think is a lot more likely, essentially pointing out that the optics of the term is really why they're upset. They're not actually upset about these weirdo teachers. And like I've always said, there's obviously a lot of good teachers out there. The overwhelming majority of teachers are not these weirdos. But there's also seemingly quite a few of them happy to post on TikTok this weird thirst for attention, where they're talking about oh hey, I came out to my kids today, and oh hey, blah blah blah. No, why do you need that validation from 3rd graders? If you don't want me to call you what it seems like you are, maybe stop acting like that. I don't know. I mean, is there any other reason why The host asked, how many of these people do you think haven't been caught yet? How many of these people are out there? And said, how many of these people are doing it under the guise of, I'm an LGBTQ educator? Yeah. Rogan's guest said that he was keeping a tally on the amount of hate mail the host was going to be getting, and Rogan said good luck and that he doesn't read it. There are people that are good people in all walks of life, Rogan shared. Trans people, gay people, straight people, bi people, whatever the F you are, there's good people in all walks of life. There's also pieces of garbage that will use those labels in order to get closer to groups of people and indoctrinate them for their own weird, spicy pleasure. That's real. Yeah. I 100% agree. The number of these teachers that keep uploading stuff online and get caught, it's just too many to just say that, like, oh, hey, it's some small amount of people. It's just not the case. You can't say that it's like you can't say that it's an outlier when I can watch libs of TikTok post a dozen of them a week. You see this clip from the Young Turks. Cenk Uygur, posted by Nuance Bro, literally asking trans individuals in his audience to tell them if they've hooked up with Joe Rogan, because he thinks Joe's opinion about them is because he's hooked up with them. According to Cenk, I can't believe YouTube has a direct partnership with these guys. Here's the clip.
By the way, if you're the trans person or several people that slept with Joe Rogan, can you let us know? Because it's obvious that it's personal for him. Okay, Joe, you slept with a person like that. There's nothing wrong with it. Get over it. Get over it. Get over it, Joe. It's super obvious that you're super into trans people.
What?
And you're taking it out, your hatred of yourself, on them, and you're making their life dangerous. By the way.
And what exactly, and by the way, I wouldn't say that like an inordinate percentage of these weird teachers are trans. I mean, some are, but there are plenty that aren't. I wouldn't say that it's definitely the same thing. Cenk reacted to the comments that Rogan said about teachers allegedly acting inappropriately. Do they, Joe? Do they? Show me one story where that happened. I don't know. There's been 50 of them on libs of TikTok this week. When a teacher did this obscene thing and said, it's okay, I'm LGBTQ. Well, that's not what Joe said. And they weren't fired. And he said, it's okay, I'm LGBTQ. Show me one story. Again, calling Joe a liar, but Cenk is also lying because that's not what Joe said. That's never happened, he yelled. By the way, I know for a fact that the great majority of P words, whether they in schools or not, are in churches, are straight. He also continued to say, are you really concerned about the kids, or are you more concerned about smearing the LGBTQ people and saying, oh, it's gay people that are doing it? By the way, he did not say that. Even though it's a lie, GD lie. These people swear all the time. I don't know what it is. There's no self-control. You're a hateful person. You've always hated the trans community. Now spread your hate more and put that poison out every day. Later in the episode, Cenk would begin to turn Rogan's comments against him in the series of false accusations, accusing Spotify hosts of also grooming, given that Joe Rogan was purposely blaming people who didn't do it. I wonder if he's covering up for things he did do as a distraction. Co-host Anna Kasparian joined in the conversation to jokingly speculate, could it be? I don't know. Isn't that interesting? They're using the LGBTQ community as a way, as like a thing that he's supposed to be ashamed of. That's a really bizarre way to be supportive of the LGBTQ community, isn't it? I don't know. That's not, I don't think they like being used as like the butt of your joke. I don't think. I mean, I feel like they're saying that, you know, oh, if he did sleep with a trans individual, that's something he's supposed to be ashamed of. Free speech, shouted Cenk. We're just wondering if you're a groomer, Kasparian said. Look, I don't know how many children Joe Rogan might have done terrible things to, Cenk said. I don't know why he's covering it up so much. I mean, this is like getting very close to defamation or slanderous statements. Glenn Greenwald writing, Cenk is on the hunt for trans individuals that he is fantasizing hooked up with Joe Rogan and urging these people to contact him and tell him about it. The video drew criticism, of course, from Glenn Greenwald. Kasparian showed support for our co-host and later tweeted in response, if you or anyone you know has slept with Joe Rogan, we'd like to know if we can understand why he's so obsessed. These people are washed up. It's like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I would have made a video dedicated to this weird young Turks meltdown, but they're just a sideshow now. But yeah, YouTube gave them a couple $1 million, though. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised one little bit. I hope you enjoyed this video. Go get some cocoa and some coffee before the weekend. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll talk to you again real soon.